So the last couple of years, or a bit more, since I've been using the Nutrabaits Big Fish Mix, well, back using the Nutrabaits Big Fish Mix, I should say, you know, my fishing has been, well, it's, well, blow me on trumpet, it's been really, really good. It certainly does what it says on the tin, the Big Fish Mix. Now, when my first experience of it, I was lucky enough to have a guest session on the awesome Grenville Lake, so thank you, Lee. And I took 15 kilos, probably not enough for that lake, of the Big Fish Mix down there. And it was a 3-night session. The first 2 nights I had 2 fish each, up to mid-30s. And I've not used enough bait. And the last night, I crumbed 5 key up, I've got another 5 key, and I put the lot out on the spot. I had another 4 fish to just over £40 that night. So, which I know by Grenville standards isn't, it can do a lot better than that, but for me, that was like, wow, this Big Fish Mix, it's back. It's where it should be, it does what it should. So I carried on using it full of confidence. Going into that winter, I was back on this lovely big pit I am now, and I've got a couple of areas I do like in the winter. I started trickling the bait in, picking the odd fish up, and I got the timing right, the conditions right, the spot right, which at the time was a lovely hard spot way down in 18 foot, and I caught the then, since been beat, but I've caught the then lake record of just over £43, a fish called No Name, which there is a, if you go back on this Nutrabaits channel, there is a video where I made all about that fish and the capture. There's some footage of it. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely fish. Now, fast forward into the following spring, again, Big Fish Mix. I was lucky to swim right opposite me over there. Just before spawning, I had a big hit. Again, there's another video on the Nutrabaits channel about that big hit, so I'll not go too much into depth, but right place, right time, in the eelgrass. I had 8 fish in a day. The first 2 fish were a double take. The first fish was a £41 mirror and the second a £37 common, both in the nets over the back of the boat at the same time. Look at that. Still where the fight come, look at that rudder. On a tight clutch. This one absolutely ripped off. Must have took a good 20-30 yards before I even got to the rod. Good deep, solid, dogged fight. With 5 minutes left to go of the fight when the common ripped off. A true double take. There we go. Multi-rig again. Love a multi-rig. Right. I'll show you this one on the video. Then I'm going to do some stills. Oh, check that out. Monday morning magic. Those 2 on the alone blow me away. Then it just carried on. I had 2 more 20s, a 25 and a 27. 30s of 33, 34 pound. Another £37 common, which was one they known as the Immaculate, an absolutely stonking fish that lives up to its name. And another £41 mirror, 2 £40 mirrors, 2 £37 commons in a day. And that bait had a big part to play in it. And other than the £35 common I had the week before from the same swim on the same bait, my first 9 fish last year on the Big Fish Mix had an average of £34. But it's not just a one-trick pony. I'm not just a one-trick pony, and I'll come to that matter. Not too far from here, you'll know of a day ticket complex known as Norton Disney, one of the embryo places. I've had a little dabble there in the winter, just somewhere to get a bend in the rod. It was on Turner's Lake, I believe, just 24-hour sessions. And using the Big Fish Mix, I know what goes into it. It's quality ingredients, it's steamed, so it's very soluble, all the goodness comes out. Crumbing the bait up, slightly different tactics, same rigs though, a little blowback or a multi-rig. And I had a few fish from there in the winter, up to £27 I believe was my biggest from Norton Disney. So I'm back on the Big Fish Mix, and I don't think I'm ever going to change. So as long as Richard keeps churning it out, I'll keep chucking it in.